Maybe this will help. Will this help you?
Don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't forget the maybe, baby.
All I'm saying is we need to get in the studio.
Baby.
It's showtime. Welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help.
Yep, we're just gonna jump right into it just like that. Ain't nothing long coming up. We come straight back. Dang. Straight out the gate, bro. We in the building. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we here. Let's go. Let's do the second half first. I don't know what we're gonna do tonight.
Hey. Whatever happens, bro. Whatever happens.
Bro, when I tell you I'm tired, when I get tired, I get delirious and I just start talking. All my friends know this. I hope that I can hold it together for this show.
Well, go ahead, sing us a song, then, bro.
Why? Tell me that is human nature. Why must she do me that way? That's the first one that came to mind. I don't know. That's, you know what? You know why I say why? Because my body, I did legs today at the gym, bro. I am out of it. But
hey,
I don't know why we do it to ourselves. Why do we do this?
Hey, was you tip drilling when you was walking out the gym, bro?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm done. Like, nigga. First of all, let's get a few things straight. Thank you, God. Choke this nigga in the spirit. Yo, that was disrespectful, man.
Hey,
yeah.
You know how I'd be after them after leg days, bro.
I'll crawl out before I'm. Yo, when we used to hit the bro, we was on some other stuff, man. We used to work out and do legs, bro. The backboard taps,
man, and
laid out,
and them little hops at the end, squat at the end.
Bro, we used to do our baseline to baseline.
Yeah,
we was training for nothing. We didn't have no combine, no audition. We just was in there just trying to see what these bodies can do, man. I think we did all right, bro.
I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. The sweetest sound was the sound of that Velcro
coming off the gloves. Bro, when you heard that, it's a wrap.
You know, it's a wrap.
Oh, all right. Look at that. Come on. Up in here showing early. Sheila, what's popping?
What up?
All right, bro. So let's go ahead and get into this, man. Looks like it's gonna just be me and you tonight. Mike and Carrie got some other things going on, but they are safe. They've been prayed for, and we are ready to take this show by storm. So let's go ahead and check in, man. What you got?
So I guess today I'm a little bit more prepared for my check-in. How was my week? My week. So yesterday I had a test for another one of my belts in the martial arts, and this week has been extremely stressful. Number one, because I've been, under the weather. Being under the weather, I knew that I had to, take this test for my martial arts, and it's very important to me. So I had to just kind of, just still do what I had to do. Man, I'm just, going over the stuff at home. I was just all good, right? Then once I step on that floor, everything just goes out of the window, out of my mind.
That's
everything
crazy.
goes out of the window, bro. And then I'm getting it together.
Hold on. Just backtrack a little bit. A few people watching who they don't know what you're talking about, that you had to test for your black belt and what that all means. Can I just give us a breakdown of what are some of the process you have to go through? If you don't know, my brother's a lethal weapon. First of all, he's a legitimate lethal weapon. He's been doing his mixed martial arts, American boxing, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai for years, bro. Like almost 8 years or so.
No, it's been longer than that, bro. Remember, it's been.
Since Texas at least.
2008. Yeah, we moved to Texas 2008, so it was like 2008, 2009.
So what he's talking about now is in this discipline, you can move from color belt to color belt to showcase something. Why don't you explain to people what you're doing in case they want to hire you to teach them some self-defense or I don't know, it might be an opportunity out there.
Obviously, like you were saying, I train in different disciplines, martial arts. I fought in the cage for a while, MMA. So it's fighting is a passion of mine. So in martial arts, in the different disciplines, you have to test for each different belt. Well, can't say all of them. Some of them is just with time, some of them with fighting. You know, you advance different ways. But in this particular martial arts, you test for another belt. And yesterday, I had one of my tests, and a lot of times the test consists of, you know, it may be some sparring involved. It may be some displaying of kicks and punches and board breaks and, you know, different things like that. And then there's a huge portion of it which is going over forms. So yesterday I had to test for this particular portion was pre-black belt 1. So I'm getting my black belt soon in this particular martial art, but I had to test in forms, and since it's for my pre-black belt 1, I had to test in 6 different forms. So if you can kind of compare that to anything, think about 6 different dance routines that you have to prepare. You know, if you were, I can't even hear you, bro. You muted.
All of us, I was happy you said it that way, because you the way you described it, I might need to describe it as an audience member. It is a beautiful dance, but they're doing this dance with moves that they've learned, I guess offensive and defensive moves that they learned, but they're doing it, and they're not doing it in unison, but some people like actually end up doing it at the same time. It is a beautiful thing to see. It was I have a few more videos I didn't send you, bro, but it was beautiful to see.
So yeah, you know, that's what it was, and it was stressful because my sensei was telling us just to give the audience that was there watching a little bit of background. You know, going over those forms, it's like having to remember around 150 to 200 moves, you know, at one particular time to get through these forms, and everything has to be precise, and you know, you can't mess up. Everything has to, this move has to go after this move, and this move have to go after this move. So it was very stressful, you know what I mean, for me, because I was excited and I wanted to pass, you know.
Yeah,
I wanted to pass, you know. I got myself on a timetable, you know what I mean. If God says something different, God says something different, but in my mind, you know, I have myself on a timetable as to when I'm expected to, you know, get my black belt, and I didn't want it to push my timetable back.
gotcha.
So yeah, I'm just, you know, I was just excited about that. You know what I mean? It was very important to me because that was pre-black belt 1, and then my next test I have pre-black belt 2, and then my black belt in this particular discipline. So I was just excited about that, man. So that really took over my mind this week. You know what I mean? It had me just super stressed out and just like, oh my God, you know. Yeah. And I purposely told, you know, I didn't really tell people, right? And then some of the people that knew about it, I said, nope, don't come, because it's going make me nervous, right? So I told my brother, just so happened one time, and I just said, nah, man, it's gonna make me nervous. He said, I don't care, I'm coming anyway. and then he tells me, and I said, well, you know, my grandmaster is gonna be there, and blah blah blah, and he proceeds to tell me, well, that's okay, because I'm gonna just start some with him. And then I know you just gonna have to defend me and just beat him up, and he just gonna automatically give you your black belt just because.
Listen, it's the fast track. I was trying to get you on a fast track to your black belt, because if you beat up the grandmaster for him trying to come at your brother, they gonna see your skill set, right? 3rd degree black belt in 20 minutes. That's all I'm saying. I thought you had somewhere to go. I'm your brother. I'm trying to help you get there.
So
and then Errol didn't want to tell me. And when I got there, the dude there wasn't the grand. I was gonna slap this dude, but it wasn't actually the grandmaster. See, you got to tell me ahead of time. I was ready to start a fight, man. They need to know, because the way you kick me and the way you kick Mike, I don't think you kicked anybody in your class that way. And if you would have, they would already given you a black belt. That's all I'm saying.
Hey. So I don't know, man. I'm just, but you know, all in all, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this is the crazy part about it. I was going over stuff.
I just like that.
Well, thank you, Sheila. So this is the crazy part about it, though. Before he got there, I was going over my forms, and I'm like, okay, cool. Now it's in my mind. I got it. I'm good again. Soon as he walked through the door, and soon as I seen him walk through the door, everything just went right back out the window. I'm like, damn it.
Yo, the whole time he was doing his katas, man, he would not look at me. He wouldn't look at me at all. But it's okay. I got video. I was like, this nigga ain't gonna look at me at all. He said, you can't, but he can't afford to mess up. So I get it, bro. I get it.
Yeah, it was one of them things like, nope, I'm not looking at. And he was right there in front of me too. He was right in front of me as I was going through. I will not look up. Nope, I'm not looking up right there. I'm not. But anyway, you know, I made it through. So you know what I'm saying? Like that was good. And then another portion of my check-in, man, is just like I kind of said last week. I've like for the past couple of weeks, I've just been going through this emotional phase, man. I've been going through this through this vulnerable stage, and it's very, very, very interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like I find myself needing more from people. And it's crazy because I've always been like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like not really caring about people, not really wanting or needing anything. Just like I only let selected people, you know, bro. I only let selected people in. You know what I'm saying? But I just been feeling like I need people more. And then I've also been seeing how people take advantage. You know, I'm noticing who's there for me, and I'm noticing who takes advantage of me. You know what I'm saying? I'm noticing who, you know, and it hurts. You know what I'm saying? Like my nephews, you know what I mean? They I'm always trying to be there for them, but they only call me when they need something. You know, and it's just like, damn, you know what I mean? I'm trying to deposit as much as I can, and they only call me when they want something. And it's one of those things to where it's like it's hurtful. You know what I'm saying? It's real hurtful, and it's like I'm trying to decipher when, you know, I never want to. I'm not the type of person that like to leave people stuck. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to look at it like, okay, if somebody's asking me something and I have the availability to do it, whether it be them, whether it be anybody else needs something fixed, needs something done, if I have the availability to do it, then I want to be a blessing and meet somebody's need. But in the same token, it just hurts sometimes, you know what I'm saying, when that's all they call for. You know what I'm saying? It's not to check on me, not to, hey, you know, I was just thinking about you or whoop whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's never that. It's just one of those things. So when they need something, it's like, damn, is that all I'm good for? You know what I'm saying? Like people, you know what I'm saying? Am I just good for, hey, can you fix this? Or do you have some money? Or, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like, you know, is that the way they see me? You know what I mean? It's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, whether it be, like I said, it's not even just them, it's other people too. Just call me just because they want something fixed, not because they want to check on me, not because they want to see if I'm good, not because they just simply want to hear my voice, just because they need something fixed. It's like, dang.
You know, they at that age where you got to start teaching them. I remember when I was in my teens and early 20s, my grandma would check me, baby, we didn't sleep together last night. Why you ain't check on me? Why you haven't called me? My mom would tell me that. I remember, and I'm old. My niece, who's younger than me, told me when I was in my early 20s, like, you only my uncle when you around. You know what I'm saying to you? So sometimes people they ain't been taught, or it ain't been required of them. Start requiring it of them, because I'm sure that there's a different perspective there for them to walk in. But if we don't start holding, you know what I'm saying, our children and our niece and nephew accountable, like, yo, in this relationship, you're at an age now where this is a two-way street. You know, you can change your own diaper, you can feed yourself, you got a job and everything else. Now, some days you're going to come pick me up and take me to lunch. Make it a requirement to teach them how to take care of the people that take care of them. That way, when they get in relationships and stuff, it'll already be in their nature. Right. So, start requiring of them.
Yeah. It's like I said, man, it's that, and then it's other people that know I'm good with my hands, man. It's just, oh, you know, can you fix this, or can you come take a look at this, or can you do this, can you do that? Like, wait a minute, first off, I haven't talked to you in I don't know how long. Why don't you call me to just say, hey, how you doing? I just thought about you. So
I remember us being in Texas, and Lanice called me. This is when we were still we were probably still in an apartment when we lived in Texas, on Wells Branch Parkway. And she called me. She was like, I don't know, man. I was praying for you, bro. And she said, I just wanted to tell you that everybody around you ain't your friend. She said a lot of those people are just sheep. That means you've been called to lead them. And she said, there's nothing wrong with them not being your friend until you start to expect friendship from them. And she said, don't be mad at them. Just understand that they're sheep and these are friends. The more you're able to decipher those, then the less heartbreak you'll have in relationships. And so that was really helpful, because I did think that everybody's really my friend, but they weren't. And I didn't want to discount what they were. They were, you know, the sheep that God had called me to lead. And pour into and not get anything in return. And once I really understood that and set with that, I was able to reset my expectations, and my heart was in a safer place.
So is it okay for me to answer the phone? What's up, Sheik? What you need?
Or client, since they only call you when they need some work. Customer, hey customer.
Yeah, what you need?
Call them by the title.
Yep.
And then send them an invoice, because you know you good for doing stuff for either cheap or for free, which I would say it's between you and God, but I'm your brother, and sometimes you just be shooting yourself in the foot. That's why you need a pimp. But you done checking in?
Yeah, don't ever disrespect me like that, nigga.
Yeah, that was straight back to the tip drill. That was
ever.
Oh man. All right.
Hey,
what else?
Before you get your check-in, I just want to say one more thing.
What up?
So, getting back to the martial arts, I did well, and I talked to my sensei today, just checking on him, and basically we were waiting for the results. Right? He didn't tell anybody anything. He just said, you know, if you needed to work on something, blah blah blah. You know, he'll let you know what you need to work on. Yada yada yada. So I texted him today, checking on him and his family, just making sure they're good. And he was just like, you know, by the way, you know, you did really well. You know, you did really well for your testing, blah, blah, blah. Just continue to practice for your next test. So he was, you know what I'm saying, basically confirming that, you know what I mean, that I passed. So, yeah, there'll be the little ceremony and my belt ceremony and stuff like that coming up soon. And as a congratulations to myself, me and my brother went to
let's talk about it.
To Mike's Deli yesterday, because that's what I wanted. I wanted some buffalo chicken fries from Mike's Deli, and then I wanted some beignets. So what you guys has now seen me finish eating was the last, well, not the last. I still have a couple more left of my beignets. So, yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and put this out there. Sheila said confirmation. Congratulations. Hazel's giving you a congratulations. Now I'm about to cuss about Mike's Deli, because chicken wings shouldn't have black bones, is all I'm saying. I went there. I should have just ordered what this brother ordered, but I didn't know anything about Mike's Deli, so I said, let me go safe with chickens and wings. You know what I'm saying to you? That was an interesting trip. Remember the two girls that they came in behind us?
I don't even know what they said to you. I just knew one that was talking to you.
So me and this brother went to Mike's Deli on Slauson, and we pulled up, and these other girls that pulled like up right not too long behind us, I saw them outside, and we walked in, ordered our food, and so they end up coming into Mike's Deli and stood behind me. And one of them, and this woman, shoot your shot. I'm telling you that it might work. This time it didn't work out that way, but she came to him. This is how the conversation started. She said, "What do you do for a living? Not what's your name. What do you do for a living?" I said, "Oh, listen to me. I'm using the old script. Hey, I'm Donovan. What's your name?" Okay, cool. She said, "What do you do for a living? Let's cut to it." So I kind of gave her a rundown. Oh, I work at a hospital. She's like, "Oh, you da 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 da." She's like, "You work out a lot?" I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "How old are you?" It's like, "Okay, what do I do for a living? Do I work out? And how old am I?" I said, "How old do you think I am?" She said, "I don't play the guessing game." I said, "You don't play no games with me? You don't play no games today?" I said, "Okay, cool." I said, "I'm 42." She said, "Good for you," and proceeded to the register to order her food.
Damn it,
brother. When I say that was out of her range, she said, "Hey, brother, I felt like a puppy, like a dog that just did a flip." Good for you. Oh man, good for you. That girl, she had to be like 20, 23, 24. Sure enough, listen, I was happy I got her attention. Now I couldn't keep it once I told her what my age was and I showed her my AARP card. But she took her shot. She took her shot, told me that I did good for myself. So I'm gonna hold on to that compliment all week. I'm not gonna worry about how everything else didn't work out. It was a compliment, and I'm doing good. So thanks, Mike's Deli.
Thank you, P. Thank you, Hazel. Thank you, Sheila. Everybody for the congratulations. I appreciate it. You guys don't understand how stressful that was. So to get through that, and I definitely appreciate it. Thank you.
I hardly ever see Errol stressed about anything. That brother definitely was stressed that day. He was definitely stressed that day. I don't never see this brother. He don't talk like that. That was interesting.
Yeah. Yo,
Wow.
dude, check in.
Why they coming for me in the chest though? You wear it well. Thank you, Sasha. That sounds like what she said. Donovan, that's exactly what it sounded like. She said, "Bless baby, bless your heart." Oh man, bless your heart. I will break you in half. It's kind of what she was trying to tell me.
Wow.
I could have been her sugar daddy, see, but she passed me up. Listen.
Hey.
Huh? No,
Hey,
it's not.
You didn't want that, bro.
I didn't want that.
You didn't want that. No, he didn't want that.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
We're gonna talk offline. maybe you saw something I didn't see.
I did. You didn't want
that. Brother saw a bulge in the front of her sweats. Damn it. All right, cool. Let's yo, TK Johnson said, "Congrats on the reward of your hard work, bro."
Thank you.
Her and Alicia came in with the congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Oh boy. All right. My check-in. If you guys can't tell, I am in a very different mood than I was last week. Just feeling good about making it through some things, man. This week we laid my cousin to rest. We finally had the funeral. It had been 1 day shy of 7 weeks. Man, since he passed away, and we were finally able to do the ceremony. And boy, it's been a rough week, but I got some really good advice, man. The services were on Wednesday. And I was scheduled to lead a Bible study group on Friday. The guy reached out to me like, yeah, let's set it up and let's talk all the details. And I was like, here's what's going on this week. And he was like, okay, I'm praying for you. But you have a call in your life. Say, you inconsiderate, incompassionate, but I didn't go there because my the close thing I have to a father. He had reached out to me when my cousin passed away, and he told me, he said, look, I know a lot's going on. He said, but you got to keep your hand to the plow. And I'm like, man, that's not what I want to hear right now. But him telling me to keep my hand to the plow, and then my other boy who I do other podcasts with, telling me like, yo, this is what you need to do. It was just a reminder that this is not the season to really put full trust in my emotions and how I feel.
Yeah.
And so me, like my the dude who's like my father type, told me, just keep my hand to the plow, keep doing the things I know I'm supposed to be doing for my calling. I did the Bible study. It was great, and it was refreshing for me. It was refreshing for me in a way that I didn't know it would be. I thought it would just be taxing and pulling because I'm just utilizing my gift. But God's been reminding me this whole month that he who refreshes others will himself be refreshed. So in my grieving process, I still have the capability of refreshing others, and the principle still stands that as I refresh others, I myself will be refreshed. My mind, I didn't know how I was going to do it, but then the other verse came up is that when you're weak, I'm strong. And so he'll continue to be my strength to do what he's called me to do, even while I'm going through my grieving process. Today at my church, we had young adult festivities, and young adult pastor reached out to me like, I know you got a lot going on this week. I had some ideas for how I wanted you to participate, but just let me know where you at, like how you feeling. And he said, I need to have some games. I thought you'd be great to lead, or you can just kind of like monitor the food and make sure everything's good over there. I said, that sounds like what I want to do. But what I need to do is lead the games.
Yeah.
And I kind of expressed to him, like, I appreciate that sensitivity, but today end up leading the games. And again, refreshed me in a way that I needed. And this all goes back to, I had therapy. My therapist, I was, like I told you, Earl, I told Mike and Carrie and Pookie, I want to sit in the emotions of what I'm going through. I don't want to run from it. And he said, that's great. He said, but just like at work, you sit too long, that's not good for you. He said, you got to know when to get up, walk away, and then come back and sit again. And so all these things have been going through my head, and I'm really happy with how I haven't had to grieve like this before. Not even when my grandfather passed away or my dad. So this was a new experience for me, and I'm grateful for the people that God has strategically placed in my life to help me get through it. So I'm feeling good. I'm tired, but physically tired this week, not so much emotionally tired. So it was good, man. It was that's enough of my check-in, man. I'm ready to get into the show.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. This brother here said, check the Adam's apple. We got to talk, man. I want to know what you saw. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're about to do. We might switch it up tonight. We got a lot of videos, so we might actually start some videos in the first half. But what we're going to do is give you about another hour and a half for the show. We're going to have a discussion about stuff we've seen online, stuff you've sent us, stuff we found. We're going to play it or read it and have a discussion. We hope that you jump into the chat and have the conversation with us. Grab your favorite snack and tag one of your friends. Tag a few of your friends who you know need to hear this tonight. Just a male perspective on all things relationship, the good, the bad, and the alimony. All right, bro. You ready for this one?
I think so.
All right. It's just we're gonna do one post. We're going into videos. Here we go. First one says, realizing people aren't meant for you and not resenting them. That's growth. One more time. Realizing people aren't meant for you and not resenting them. That's growth.
Absolutely.
I love this one when I saw it because it helped me to remember how often we can't separate from people or go in the opposite direction until we villainize them, until we make it a bad thing. While I had to make a left turn or why I had to go in a different direction. Even when people say, "Oh, me and such broke up." Oh man, what happened? Like, who did she cheat? Did she do this? Did she? It's like sometimes you just recognize that the season is past. Or that, you guys can't partner on, where you're presently going. And you just have to go your separate ways. And nobody has to be a villain. And there doesn't have to be any resentment. Now, sometimes things happen and that's the case. But when you can really separate from someone or you realize that someone's not for you, kind of like you were talking about in the beginning, recognize people aren't friends, there ain't got to be no resentment. The awareness and the awakening is enough. And if you now hold space for resentment, that's actually space where a new friendship could be. That's space where a new joy could be. That's space and energy that could create a new memory that you want to have instead of resentment holds up. It takes up space.
Right.
How you feel about it, bro?
First thing it makes me think about is, how we talk about just having people in the wrong position. Sometimes people are just in the wrong position and, we have them in one position and they're meant to be somewhere else in our life. You know what I mean? And sometimes our pride, our arrogance, and our ego won't allow us to switch them to a different position because there's hurt sometimes. It's like, oh man, forget her, forget him. You know what I'm saying? And the resentment builds up. You know what I mean? Because it's maybe because of false expectations. You know what I'm saying? Maybe because of false narrative, the narrative that you put in your mind, how it was supposed to be. You know what I mean? And then when that narrative don't go the way you anticipated it to be, what your expectations of it was, then all of a sudden that person has a bad name. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, that person shouldn't have a bad name. It's just it didn't go the way you would have wanted it to go for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? God has a plan and a purpose for everything. It's
when you said that, it's interesting when you look into it. How often the resentment that we have is really self-inflicted.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like, oh, I didn't say what I should have said. I didn't do what I knew was on my heart to do. Like I never really expressed or explained these things, but we have resentment for people, like somebody not doing a good job when I never really expressed to them what I wanted them to do or how they could do it or when was the best time to do it. Like I didn't participate as a partner in whatever I was hoping they would fulfill.
Right.
So when you really look into it, sometimes it is you that caused that issue that brought about the resentment.
And then sometimes when it doesn't work and a person is resenting you, it's still that added level of maturity or even though you resent me, I'm still going to try to pursue a friendship with you. I'm still going to try to, because I see value in you. Since I see value in you as far as not trying to take from you, but I recognize who you are as a person. I recognize who you are, your gifts, your abilities, your talents, your just everything. I recognize that there's certain things that I still want to deposit in you. I recognize there's certain things that I still would like for you to, help me with. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to say deposit in me because that'd have been
Hey, bro, I'll let you slide on the first one.
So no, it's just, like every situation, because it don't go the way we anticipated it to go. Everything doesn't mean cut ties, break it off, don't never talk to me again, and everything is not a case for resentment. A lot of times we have to check ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm looking at what Mike said right here. Got to look at self first. And that's true. Sometimes we have to look at ourselves. Sometimes we are the one who's resentful. Sometimes other people are resentful towards us. But whatever the case may be, just understand what it is and what it's not, and understand what you're trying to uh, come up with in your mind. What's the narrative that you're trying to come up with, and what's the facts?
And so I want to look up jump for real quick. And by definition, it says feeling or expressing bitterness or indignation at having been treated unfairly.
Mm.
So just for those who are chiming in and talking about being resentful, and this is our post, realizing people aren't meant for you and not resenting them is growth. I think this one really hits home for me because I think I was in my teenage years that I realized that, or my first time hearing that quote, that I'm not everybody's cup of tea, because I used to want to be. I remember praying to God when I was in like 9-10 years old, like, God, I want to be every woman's type. That was like my exact words. I think a upperclassman that turned me down that I liked. I never wanted to be rejected by a woman again. Did you laugh? What was that? You crying?
Yeah, it was
sad for me, bro.
Yeah, I want to be everybody's type, bro. And I understand what you. I understand exactly what you're saying, because I had an issue with rejection as well. You know what I'm saying?
What was her name?
Understand, huh?
I said, what was her name?
It was plenty rejected me.
My first, her name was Tiffany. I remember her name. Her name's Tiffany. Shut me down. I was in 6th grade. She was in 8th grade. I was like, I don't understand. And I was like, God, I need to be every woman's type. And we're not gonna talk about what happened after that. But lo and behold, I had to come to understand that, I didn't need to be everybody's cup of tea, because me having that prayer was really an intention I was starting to set inside of myself to put on multiple costumes, whatever was being asked or required of me, instead of walking in my authenticity, which became very unhealthy. It was interesting to see the range of personalities I can put on, but it was very unhealthy, and I'm happy that I broke free from that.
Yeah, as I gotten older and more mature, I realized that rejection is a huge benefit in a lot of cases, man. Sometimes we go after things that we feel like we want, or people, and it's really, really, really not what you want. You know what I mean? And sometimes the rejection can take off that, those sparkly glasses that you was looking through to see that person. And when you take off them sparkly glasses and see exactly who that person are, you be like, oh my God, I'm glad it didn't happen. I'm glad I got rejected. I'm glad. And just not even just that though, just seeing somebody, sometimes we view people, but we actually don't get to see them. And sometimes when we see people, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's you don't really want what you actually see. Or sometimes you view other people, and then later on you'll see somebody, you know what I'm saying, who you actually want. And like, oh my God, if I would have got that, then I never would have got this. Thank you, bro.
So while you telling that story, I went and looked up rejection, so we can get a little deeper with that. So rejection, by definition, is the dismissing or refusal of a proposal or an idea. Oftentimes people feel like they've been rejected, but they have never offered anything or proposed anything. So we have to watch out for that. Maybe we haven't been rejected if there was no proposal. But a deeper understanding is feeling rejected is the opposite of feeling accepted. But being rejected doesn't mean someone isn't liked, valued, or important. It just means that one time in one situation with one person, things didn't work out.
Right.
And I think that that's important to say, because I've seen it happen with myself and other people. Too often we'll group a lot of different experiences under the category of rejection. And so we have this complex of around rejection, but a lot of those experiences don't belong in that folder.
Right.
Sometimes it's just like that. Like I said, that one person, that one situation, this person rejected me. They're my rejector. Like, only in that situation, but there's still so much more you guys can do together, or other situations where they have accepted you. I always did this. I had this situation with this one girl. And the song was always appropriate. Beyonce song. She said, "The first time I say no, it's like I never said yes." Remember that song?
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes people will use that rejection word that they've experienced with other people as a tool to manipulate you to just continue to say yes to them even when you don't want to, or it's not healthy for you.
Right. Yeah.
You gotta watch out for that as well.
I've been in that situation too. It was like, damn, you know.
All right, bro. I want to get into some videos, man. I don't have many more posts for you. I mean, we could find one, but I just want to have some fun with some videos tonight, man. How you feel about it?
Let's go, bro. Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about, man. We're just gonna max out here. Let's I'm gonna do that 1 second.
I don't know, man. That laugh said that needs to come first.
All right, cool. Let's do it first then.
Okay, so hear me out. Men have Hooters, right? So what if we had a restaurant where tatted, bearded men walked around with no shirts, just sweats, gray sweats, and served us wine? We could call it Peckers.
You need a job application, bro? You need a job. Hey, is it fair? Is it fair? Have you ever been to Hooters?
I've been to Hooters. So, okay, so if that's the case, then if the antithesis of that, then they need to walk around without the shirt, just a sports bra. Or just a top, like a swim top. Because see, this is the thing.
Talk to me. I'm thinking hard about this. Talk to me.
So listen. Not everybody that works at Hooters has Hooters, and they have you wearing them little shorts.
Everybody that works at Peckers has Peckers.
I mean, I'm just saying, not everybody that works there has it. You know what I'm saying? And they be having them little bitty orange shorts on, but sometimes it's just like, you know, and I don't want to sound mean to anybody, but sometimes it's just like an extended back. You know, it's nothing really there. You know what I mean? And
long back and long ass day.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So with that being the case, it's like, okay, cool. Y'all want, you know what I'm saying, gray sweats, you know what I mean? You want no shirt. So you want, you know what I'm saying, tatted up.
Wow. Well,
a full beard. So you want that, right? So you basically telling us you want to see us shirtless and you want to look at dick print.
I'm here for it, says Sasha. And Ali says, heaven, yes, sign me up.
All right.
So let me ask you this question, because oftentimes guys will drag their girls to Hooters to watch the game and have some wings and stuff. If there was a restaurant called Peckers,
would you?
Nope. Come on, bro. Your girl's like, yo, I want to go to Peckers.
To
get some corn dogs.
You
ain't going with
it. Damn it. Wow. Yeah. Woo! Wow. All they say is instead of chicken wings, they just sell hot dogs and corn dogs, huh?
Yeah, bro, exactly. You know, just gotta keep with the branding of it.
Oh man.
Come on, man. Women, they often go to places with guys that guys are into. You wouldn't go with your girl to Peckers?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
You think I want a topless dude and some gray sweatpants coming up? Ask me, hey, so what you want to eat, bro? Here's your hot dog. And nigga giving me a hot dog or corn dog? Like, nigga, the disrespect. Like, hey, bro, here's your corn dog. Here's your corn dog and your drink. Like,
oh man.
I here with that, homie.
So how do you think? Do you think women, let me ask y'all, do you in the audience, do you guys feel that way? Do you feel like what's the word, disgusted or disrespected if you go to Hooters with your dude and the woman walks up to you looking like she looks and is asking you to take your order? Does that make you feel some type of way?
Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way I'm going somewhere where it's topless dudes serving me food. Serving me corn dogs and hot dogs. Man, if you don't get out of here with that, homie. Like, dude, if you don't back up, homie. Hey.
Yo.
No, because this is the thing though.
Trevina said it don't make her feel no type of way. Ali said I used to go to Hooters all the time. We have Twin Peaks here. You remember Twin Peaks, bro, from Texas. Doesn't bother me one bit. Sheila said not offended at all. Just take my order and carry on, bro. Why you can't just be like, take my order and carry on?
No, bro, because I'm gonna tell you what it's gonna be.
The chef is back there topless too, huh?
Whatever it is, first off, ain't no topless dude finna come serving me food. That's number one. Number two, no, you come in with some gray sweatpants. And this is the thing, this is the kicker, bro. This is the kicker. Because I know, you know what I'm saying? Like they probably thinking like, oh, it's gonna be a bunch of women that come here, and that's probably what the, you know what I'm saying, what the main attraction is. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of women coming there, right, to eat there. So half of them dudes probably ain't even gonna be wearing no drawers and just swinging in their gray sweats. Coming to bring you a corn dog. Come on.
Golly.
It's not happening. It is not happening. Not at all. No.
We got to address this obvious double standard. Would you take your girl to Hooters?
Yeah, why
not? Yo, Anadia is just joining us. Honestly, bro, listen. So Alicia said, I've been to Hooters. I wasn't offended because I was a 42 double D. So there's that piece right there. Are you what is the word called? Does it make you feel some type of way if a brother walk up to you swinging behind his gray sweats? Are you intimidated?
Look. Embrace it. It's okay. Don't worry. Focus on the food. Listen. It's already too many things going wrong in that whole situation.
Don't put your fingers down, though. That's a bad example.
There's too many things going wrong in that situation.
Talk to your manager. I don't understand. My girl's distracted because the girl, when you go to Hooters and you sitting there with your girl and you just staring at all cleavage trying to figure out what you want to order, your girl gonna be there staring at print.
Man, listen. That's not even the part that I don't even care about that. You know what I'm saying? She probably, you know what I'm saying, whoever I end up with probably look at dick print anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things to where it's like, fine, whatever. You look at what you look at. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? You see what you see, right? But I don't want to be there, nigga. I don't want to be there with your dick print. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be there with you asking me, you know what I'm saying? So you want the large corn dog, you want the extra large. Nigga, you don't get out of here.
Yo, I'm with Sheila, man. You always do this. How you create a whole scenario, bro? You just created you created your worst nightmare.
What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen at Peckers, bro? What's gonna happen at Peckers?
The same thing that happens at Hooters. Somebody gonna order food, they're gonna bring you food, you're gonna talk to the people, you're gonna tip, and you're gonna leave.
And look what happens at Hooters, bro.
Give them the tip and leave.
Listen, some women, you know what I'm saying, wear the shirt and they know they have, you know what I'm saying, nice size boobs or whatever, but they still, you know what I'm saying, try to be the type of that person can. But then some of them, they trying to show you everything but the areola is tucked. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like the areola and the nipples is the only thing that's tucked. Everything else, they purposely push it up and boost it up, right? And some of them, even with them shorts, they try to, you know what I'm saying, try to have them cut where as much cheek is hanging out as possible. You know what I'm saying? But
Nadia said, my sister worked at Hooters with no Hooters, but we're not all built the same. Hey, dude, working at Peckers with no Peckers. I think so. This goes to a deeper conversation before we move over to the next video. Why do you think these kind of establishments even exist? You know what I'm saying to you? I know a few people who have worked there who don't really get paid a lot because the demand is on you as the waiter or the waitress or the waiter person to get a bigger tip.
Absolutely. That proves my point right there, bro. So if you knowing that you have to do something to get a bigger tip, you know what I'm saying? Check the facts, bro. Check the facts of Peckers. Check the facts of Peckers, right?
I don't want to check the facts of Peckers.
Look, beard, topless,
tattoos,
gray sweats, tattoos, gray sweats. When women talk about guys in gray sweats, what are they talking about? Indeed. Why do they want the guys in gray sweats? So they can see their dick.
Okay. So this is interesting because Nadia said it and Sheila said it. Sex sells, and Sheila said sex sells. Now here's the rest of that. This came to me recently because somebody told me, was talking to one of my female friends about sex sales, and I said, but that it doesn't profit. And that's the part people don't understand. Like, yes, sex may sell, but it doesn't profit. You end up losing more than you gain by trying to sell a sign or a scent of sex. What it costs you morally or ethically or identity wise, or like the confusion that comes in your mind about your worth, it doesn't profit you. Yeah, it can sell, but it doesn't profit. That means that there's going to be a deficit. You're always going to spend more than you actually get back in return. So
hey, listen, bro. Either way it goes.
Exactly, Sheila. There are no facts, bro. It doesn't exist. The place doesn't exist. Arrow's going to make sure it never happens. He's going to make sure. Go talk to his councilman.
Nobody ever try to invite me to Pickles because I ain't going. Period.
Kenny said, money. That's why they have these establishments. I want to open up a wing place called Titay's Palace Wings. Hey, man, Kenny, your food, bro. You can call that place anything you want. I'm going there for whatever you cooking, bro. Oh, why react unless there's a deeper issue? Have fun with life and go eat.
Some parts of life I just don't want to have that type of fun with. And sometimes in life I just don't want to be around it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else can go. Everybody else who's cool with it, go. Enjoy life, have a good time at Pickers. I don't want to go. There's nothing wrong with me not wanting to go. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this before we move on, bro.
That I don't want to go.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. Are there any places, establishments that do exist that you don't want to go to, that are actual real places?
I special guest at a you know what I'm saying, male strip club. I don't want to go to a male strip club. I have no need to be at a male strip club. I'm not dancing anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dancing anymore. And what's there for me? There's absolutely nothing there for me. So y'all want to go? You know what I'm saying? Go have fun, have a great time. There's nothing there for me.
Here's the question. You wouldn't take your best friend?
To where? Peckers?
To this male strip club, bro.
No, why do I need to go to a male strip club? I don't need to go. Y'all go have a good time. There's absolutely nothing there for me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like somebody trying to, you know what I'm saying, give me some ranch or some blue cheese or some, you know what I'm saying, some sour cream and all that. That's not for me. I don't want it.
Would you take your girl to a female strip club?
Yeah, why not?
If she's cool. What if she's like, nah, bro, I can't. There's nothing there for me. I'm not with it.
And that's fine. She don't have to go. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And I'm not going to pressure her to go and just say, oh, well, you know, come on, you just got to go and just have fun. No, I'm not going to pressure her. I'm not going to pressure her into doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say, hey, you know what I'm saying? It's just this, it's just live life. No, cool. You don't want to go. You don't want to go. That's cool. And I don't want to pressure you to. But if you want to go, you know what I'm saying? Hang out, have a good time. Cool. Let's make an event out of it.
Okay. Good deal. We are ready. We got some more videos, man. We got some good stuff. Let's go here, man. Let's. Ooh, this is tough. One or two, bro. Which one? One or two?
Number two.
All right, cool.
What would you do if I had a lot of male friends?
Excuse me?
What would you do if I had a lot of male friends?
I don't understand the question.
So you don't want me to have any male friends?
100%. Thank you. Next.
No, it's not thank you next.
What do male friends want from you?
This is what you need to understand as men. Mm-hmm. Not every man wants to f a woman or sleep with a woman. Like, it's really important to have male friendships.
Not every, but majority do.
No, but I think it's really weird that, like, you would expect, you know, like half of a human race, like population, to just act like they don't exist.
Have you dated men before?
Yeah.
What do all men want?
No, not all men.
What do majority of men want?
Yeah, but...
So, you know, right? So imagine a guy that's your friend. I guarantee you're calling them right now, say, hey, I'm horny, where you at? See what happens.
I can call guys and do that.
Yeah, let's do it right now.
No, we're not going to do that.
No.
But I know.
You're confident, right?
Yeah, I am confident.
Let's do it then.
They'd probably tell me to shut up. Like, they really would. My friends are like my bros.
Let's try it.
No, we're not going to try it. So I think it's a bit, like, childish, if I'm honest.
Why?
So I might be moving a bit crazy or whatever. So I know that my male friends can give me the balance, because if I'm going off talking to my female friends about this, oh, Fresh is doing this, he's driving me nuts or whatever, they're going to give me what I want to hear. Whereas my male friend might be like, try and leave him alone. Like, he will rationalise my way of thinking because he's going to give me a male perspective.
What's the deep-rooted reason they give you advice?
What?
All right. That was a big discussion, bro. What do you think about that one?
I think there is validity on both sides. I think you can have, I think you can have friends of the opposite sex. and it be to where you don't want anything from that person. Then I also think there's a lot of cases where you have friends of the opposite sex where that if that person is given a chance, they will take it, whether it be a man or a woman, you know what I mean? Whether
But
it
do
be
you think that every friend of the opposite sex would take advantage of that
no,
if it presented itself?
no, I don't think
Not
so.
okay. Do you think they would want to, but still say no? Do you think they secretly want to?
Some of them do. Some of them do, and
Would you
I
say
can't.
majority of them do?
Once again, I can't say. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can honestly only speak for myself. You know what I mean? And um, there's some female friends. I'll tell you like this, and this is being completely just honest, right? And this is just completely just straight up.
You'd hit.
No, there's some female friends that I've had in my life that I would have. There's other female friends that I had in my life that I just wasn't attracted to, so I wouldn't have just surely based on me not being attracted to them. And
So
that's it.
you shouldn't have attractive female friends.
No. That's not it. Now let me finish. So,
Okay.
because there's a third portion of that. The other portion of that is there are female friends that I've had that I was attracted to, but I knew that wouldn't be good because it had the potential to damage. So no matter what, I would have never ever allowed that to happen because I valued my friendship with that person and I didn't want to damage something that I had.
So let me ask you a question. The fact that you even felt that kind of attraction towards that person, do you think that in any way that altered how you did a friendship with her? Does a friendship with Errol look different if he finds you attractive?
No,
No?
it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
So you put yourself in the exact same situations regardless of how they look.
Absolutely.
You give the same exact advice no matter how they look or your attractiveness to them.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Me being attracted to him and me looking at him a certain way, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Just me being a man, like, oh, she got ass, or she got some big ass titties, or you know what I'm saying, she look good, or you know what I'm saying? As a man, you think certain things, you know what I mean? But it's also other things that takes place in my mind as like, I can't, you know what I mean? I can't do that.
Kenny said, I call bull. So listen, I'm gonna go to the side with old boy. Because when I listened to this interview, I felt like he was thinking about the worst possible scenario. There's another video I saw that I didn't record to put up here, but it was talking about like it was a man versus a woman. He was saying the woman asked the man, would you rather your girlfriend sleep with a guy and have physical intimacy with him or be in love with him and only have like verbal and emotional intimacy with him but never sleep with him? The guy said, I prefer have, verbal emotional intimacy and not sleep with the dude. Then a guy asked a woman the same question, and she said, I would rather him sleep with her and not have emotional intimacy with her. I'd rather him just physically be with her, but not her be in his heart. And men felt the exact opposite. He can be in your heart all you want, he just can't be in your drawers. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was interesting because it creates this idea in this conversation we're having right now that maybe is different for men and women. Maybe, and I want to ask this to the women in the audience, can you have a for real platonic male friend that you find attractive? Because it might be easier for guys to have an attractive female friend, but it might be harder for women. And I say this from the foundation of a friend. If you someone is actually your friend, there's a level of intimacy that you guys share. There's an obvious level of intimacy that you guys share, else you wouldn't be friends. There's a relatable point, there's camaraderie, there's connection. May not be chemistry, but there's a connection there. And so in considering that, when I'm listening to this guy in his video, he's thinking, worst possible scenario, you guys already have a connection, you already know each other well. If you're drunk or having an emotional night, this can lead to, let me just hold you, let me just cuddle you, let me just be there for you, to something physical real quick.
So let me I got a perfect situation for this, and this is an honest story. You know what I'm saying? This goes with what Kenny was saying, like I call bull, and what you're talking about right now. So I have one of my really, really close friends, right? Been my friend for, 30 plus years now. You know what I mean? at least a good, you know what I'm saying, close to 30 years, right? One day, attractive girl, you know what I'm saying? Nice body, attractive. One day she had a party and she was drunk, right? She was drunk and she got, you know what I'm saying, all messed up and stuff like that. This was, I want to say this is probably at least a good 10 years ago, plus 10 plus years ago. Anyway, she got drunk, you know what I mean? It's my friend. I'm gonna take care of her. I'm gonna make sure she's good. You know what I'm saying? So she couldn't drive. I drove, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, where you want to go? She was like, oh, let's go back to your place or whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? She had her nipples pierced and everything. Like, oh, look at my piercings, blah, blah, blah. Listen,
Okay,
what I did, I had, you know what I'm saying, and her being under the influence and stuff like that. If I wanted to take advantage of that, I could have taken advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? Or even, you know, even if it's just her having whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what was in her mind, whatever the case may be. But what I'm saying is, at no point in my mind did I think about, oh shoot, you know what I'm saying, she's showing me her titties, let me see what I can get away with. Or she's attractive, you know what I'm saying, she's a woman, she's attractive, she's my friend, let me see what I can do. What I did is, because of the top she had on, I gave her a t-shirt. I said, here, put on this t-shirt. I let her sleep in my bed. I went and slept on the couch. In the morning time, I got up, checked on her. You good? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm good. You need anything? You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, cool. Well, you stay in there, get you some rest. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if you got a hangover, whatever. You need something to eat, blah, blah, blah. And I went back in my living room and chilled until she was able to really get herself together. So at that particular point, if I wanted to, as a friend, being attracted to a woman, you know what I'm saying, like that, I could have I could have tried doing something.
So I think that what I'm hearing, even with what you're saying, is that maybe there, for certain friendships that are opposite sex, there should be some kind of warning label. Sheila said this. She said, "A drunk don't tell no tale." She wanted you even sober, and you know that sometimes people call alcohol truth serum, right? And then I got a text message from one of my friends that said, "Some people are only your friend by default." So sometimes you end up being friends with someone of the opposite sex because they got friend zoned, or because you was in a situation and you couldn't entertain that with them. So you put them as a friend as a holding space. And we have to be honest about those situations, because like you said, in that video we watched, both people had a good perspective. The guy and the woman did, because she's like, yo, not all men are like that. Not my male friends wouldn't do that to me. I vetted them properly. And the guy is considering the fact that, you know, some of them people are using that friend zone as a place to plot.
I get it. Some people are, but in this situation, in this case, if her or I wanted to pursue something with each other, we had plenty time to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let me get a real life situation in, because this is a lot of hypotheticals. So say you got a woman, right?
No, but I'm talking about this. This is a real life situation. If her and I wanted something, just like she was saying, a drunk don't tell no tale. She wanted you even sober. What I'm saying is, even in that case, you know what I'm saying, even sober, if that's something that we wanted to pursue, as long as we've known each other, you know what I'm saying, that could have been something that we could have, you know what I'm saying, taken advantage of, because there was absolutely nothing stopping us if we wanted that.
I like this right here. Lakeisha said, the way Dub talk, we can tell he is a gentleman. That lady is lucky. It could have been all bad. And that's real talk. That's real talk. So let me say this. If you're in a relationship with a woman, right, and you find out from one of your platonic female friends a few years, she comes clean and she's like, yo, I've been into you and I really want to give this a shot. Do you stop being friends with her? Do you tell your woman? What do you do in that situation if she comes clean, like, yo, I want you for myself?
If you were friends with somebody and she just came out,
you're in a relationship.
Okay, I'm in a relationship with somebody,
and then
right?
One of your female friends for a few years, platonic, never did anything, comes out and expresses interest and is trying to make a move on you. What do you do?
I'm gonna say, look, check this out.
Oh God.
No, seriously. I'm gonna tell her, like, look, we've been friends for however long, but don't ever disrespect my woman. This is not the opportunity. Even if you had those feelings, that's something that you bury, because you understand where I'm at. Don't disrespect my woman. You know what I'm saying? That if you want to continue this friendship, you're gonna have to dead that shit right there. You know what I'm saying? Because
so you'll still be willing to let that move forward if she can reconcile.
if she can fix her, you know what I'm saying, fix her little attitude, whatever. Because see, I'm looking at it as if, you know what I'm saying, I'm her friend. We're friends, so I'm looking at her in a friendship fashion. However, it is that I'm looking at her, you know what I'm saying, I'm looking at her as a friend. So her being my friend, she knows who my woman is. You know what I'm saying? She probably had, you know what I'm saying, my friends, me being with somebody and having my friends, she has a relationship with my woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
So
I'm not hiding none of my female friends from my woman. Y'all have your own relationship to where y'all can talk and I don't even have to be there.
So does your girl need to know about this confession?
You know what? Yeah, I'll tell her. But I tell her I took care of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll definitely tell her that I took care of it, and I'll just tell her, hey, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, you gotta dead that shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever be disrespectful to my woman like that.
I asked that, one of my friends just texted me and said, your girl gonna say, nigga, I told you so. Because I've been with women before who swear every single one of my female friends wanted to be with me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was right or not, but I think at the same time, you trusting your partner's vetting process is important.
Yeah.
Knowing that your partner is going through a process of verifying these people, knowing that they possibly could be wrong, but it's interesting how the dynamics that can create in a relationship between a man and a woman, where one of them has, or both of them have friends of the opposite sex, and how they feel about, like, you saying you shouldn't have that friend is also saying something about how you choose friends. So it's also kind of looking back on you too, saying like, for whatever reason you think you need a male friend, there's something wrong with you.
No.
When somebody's complaining about you having a friend of the opposite sex, in essence, sometimes that's what they're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, let your best friend be your brother. Let your male friend be your dad or your uncle. It doesn't have to be another man. So it's interesting, man.
You know, and the thing is too, you know what I mean? Sometimes those things are speaking of that person's level of insecurity. Now, granted, sometimes I can see certain things about men that other women can't, that women can't see. I can see things about other men, right? I can see, you know what I mean, if a man is being a certain way, just like women can see things about other women that I may not see, that I may be naive about. Same thing, like I can see things about women when they looking at you, and you could be completely naive and don't know. I'm like, bro,
usually am
throwing it at you. You know what I'm saying? She damn near slingshotted it at you. You know what I'm saying? And you just completely naive for that whole situation. So I do know that there is, you know, certain things that people see. And then I also know that people have gifts that can, you know what I'm saying, that their level of discernment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's certain places to where they can discern something that I missed.
Yeah.
Right. So I get that. Now, this is the thing. We only looking at it from this one perspective, of your perspective, you being with your woman and your woman is saying something about your friends. But then looking at it from the other tone, there is your friends, your real genuine female friends can see things about that potential woman that you may not even see.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not always that
is Pookie on here tonight? Is Pookie on here? Because Pookie be telling me stuff.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's perfect. That's a perfect example. It's like they can see certain things about women that we may not see because we're stuck. You know what I'm saying? We're wooed about it.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea for people to have friends of the opposite sex, as long as there are boundaries, as long as there's respect for your person.
I'm about to say, yeah. So I think that as long as those boundaries are enforced,
right.
And I think that if you're in a relationship with someone, see, this is the difference between dating someone and being in a relationship. When you're in a relationship, you're actually partnering with that person. So you guys, a relationship means that you guys are making decisions together. Right. Dating means I'm making my own decisions, doing my own thing. You just seeing how I move. And a relationship means that we're moving together. We're making we're enforcing these boundaries together, if that's what we'd agreed upon. I like this right here though. Kenny said, it's a real double standard on this, because women can be friends with men, but men can't be friends with women because a man will wait in the wind. I think in a lot of situations you do see that double standard. You do see it where women are like you see in those videos, I'm like, oh, it's my best friend, he's gay, you know, so it's okay. But when it comes to men having female best friend or female friends or whatnot. It seems to be more of a stigma on that.
So I'm gonna tell you what my thoughts are, right?
That's what we're here for, bro.
And this is just my thoughts, right? Sex for guys, for me and my thought process, it's one of those things where it's a need, it's not just a want. Sometimes you lust over somebody. Sometimes it's just a thought. Sometimes it's multiple thoughts. Sometimes it's just like whatever. But I don't feel like men cannot be friends with women. I feel like either way it goes, it takes a level of discipline. It takes a level of discipline, and it takes a level of self accountability, right? Same thing with if a woman has a male best friend, and she may not be looking at him like that per se, but in the moment where she's hurting, all of a sudden now those emotions let open because she's in a vulnerable place. He's there to console her. Now all of a sudden she wasn't looking at him like that, but because he's there to console her at that particular point in time, she's a bit more vulnerable and she's more open. In other situations, she wasn't even looking at him or checking for him like that. Right? Same situation can happen when a man has a woman best friend. You know what I'm saying? He's not even looking at her, checking for her like that. All of a sudden, his woman ain't giving him none. He ain't had none in a while. Now all he have is just lotion oil in his hands. You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden he's in this place, and now his best friend is looked at in a different light because he's in that vulnerable stage because he ain't getting none.
And so I love how you said that that comes down to discipline.
Right.
Because that's about honoring your commitment regardless of your feelings.
Absolutely.
And I think that this is what I find helpful in this conversation. It's understanding that I may be in a relationship with a woman who has a male best friend who she knows and I know is attracted to her. But she and I both know that he will always respect the boundary.
Mm-hmm.
That says something in itself, because there may be a benefit there for that friendship. Even if I don't like the connection and what could possibly come from it, let me not just disregard any other benefit that may be present there if they continue to occupy discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Because, your girl can sleep with her friend that's a male or a stranger that's a male. At the end of the day, you got to trust your person's discipline and their vetting process to pick other disciplined people to partner with.
Mm-hmm.
I like this, man. This was good. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's halftime.
Halftime.
It is halftime. Wow. Okay. What's been your favorite?
That was my halftime football drum session. Putting on the halftime special.
I missed those HBCUs, man. Yeah. I got one more comment before we jump in halftime. What did she say? She said, knowing that they're not attracted to them keeps him safe, but also allows him to have a certain admiration from that female energy. I think she's talking about like having a female best friend, I think. Anyway, we're past it. We're at halftime. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to give you an opportunity to be a part of our live show. I think I just got a confirmation text that we are going live there. It's next Sunday, right?
Next Sunday, bro.
So next Sunday we are having there's an opportunity for 24 lucky people to come and watch. Maybe this will help the podcast be recorded live, an in-person recording for 24 lucky people. And go to our Facebook and Instagram page. Maybe this will help the podcast for the details and how to get the tickets. The first 24 people that get them, those are the people who will be coming. Please don't get the tickets and stand outside trying to scalp them to other people. If you win the tickets, if you get the tickets, this is going to be an opportunity for you guys. We're going to be in person. We're going to be at a location, and you're going to be at that location with us, and you're going to get a chance to experience what it's like in real time, in person, as we do. Maybe this will help the podcast. So it's going to be a cool experience. It's a nice, intimate, sophisticated, chill type of thing. It's not something over the top and all. We just want to chill with some of the people who have been faithful with us and rocked with us. Some of the people who donated to the cause, the people who believe in the show, the people who've shared insight and wisdom. It is next Sunday, so if you need to buy a plane ticket, you should do that tonight. I believe that the people that are here like love us that much. But just connect with our Instagram page and our Facebook page for more details. Also, if you're not in the vicinity, but you do believe in what we're doing, you have an opportunity to donate to the cause. $ maybe this will help at our Cash App. $ maybe this will help. If you don't have Cash App, you can email us at maybe this will help podcast. Maybe this will help podcast at gmail.com. And that will help you. We can let you know how to do Venmo, Venmo, PayPal, and Apple Pay. Sounds good. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we do at halftime. We also like you to go into the comments and tell us what's been your favorite part of the show so far. I know I saw one earlier said they really loved the Peckers conversation, so we might need to do that video again when we get Mike and Carrie on the show, because that was going down. Wow, Kenny is. I'm just now seeing his comment. Secret lovers, yo, yeah, that's what we are. Listen. When I listen to the music that my mom and my aunties grew up on, or that's what I grew up on, they were playing, it was a whole lot of cheating going on. You know, As We Lay, one of my favorite songs to this day. As We Lay, it's just like, boy, I tell you, they was just bold with it. Yeah. They was just, anyway, I'm not even go down that path. Listen, what's up, McJellin? We're good to see you here. Man, heart is super heavy because my best friend died. We'll definitely. Actually, I'm gonna say we'll pray at the end of the show, but we'll throw a prayer up right now, man. Thank you, Father God. Man, Earl has lost someone recently. I have lost someone recently, and we know from our experiences that you are close to the brokenhearted. So we ask that you show up in a very powerful way for Amber in this season, like only you can. We know that you already have people assigned to come to her aid in the physical, Father God, as you continue to restore her in the spiritual. We thank you right now, even as she has showed up tonight looking for these prayers, that her faith rises to the occasion as best it can. We just thank you for the resources and the friendships that are coming, and to just comfort for the rest of the family who is enduring this pain right now and going through this process of grieving. The word of hope that was spoken for me was that we don't grieve like people who have no hope. So we thank you that we don't grieve like people who don't have a true God walking it out with us. So we thank you for that. Let it be so. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
In Jesus' name. Amen.
Whew, boy. All right. Man, so yes, Nadia, you walked in on that conversation late. I should play it again, but I'm not right now. Kenny said, hey, R&B was toxic, man. We need to do another episode where we just break down these R&B songs like we did. That one time was fun, bro. We should definitely do that again. Yes, Barbara, this is Shirley. Woman to woman. Yo, it was wild back in the day, bro. Hey, it was wild. All right, man.
I was listening to this other song, man. The real horny songs from the ladies way back in the day.
Adina Howard?
No, it before that.
Why would you listen to that, bro? In the house feeling some type of way?
No, bro. Let me see if I can.
I don't want to hear it, bro. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start the second half of the show. Again, tag somebody who you think can benefit from these conversations. Join in and give your input, because it might be exactly what somebody else needs to hear. What's been your favorite part of the show so far? Throw that in the comments for us to highlight. And we're gonna get to the second half of the show just like this. You ready? Okay. You got the song?
Yeah, it's by Lucille.
Lucille. Wow.
Lucille Bogan.
Let me find out my grandma made a song.
And the name of the song is called Shave 'Em Dry too.
I'm done. Listen, this is Errol's debut.
Dang, it's too much. It's too much feedback.
See, God came in and said, "Listen, this is what we ain't gonna do. Look, you tried it. And God was like, brother, this is what." How the song gonna start? I got nipples on my look. Don't want to see a woman singing and smell like she's been gargling with yak all day. I'm good, man. right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This brother tried it. All right, 3, 2, and 1.
In their lifetime. Monogamy was invented by men. Men need monogamy.
Because they wanted to, because the average man wanted to have a beautiful woman?
No.
Why was it?
No. Monogamy is necessary because if you say we're going to develop a polygamous community, well, what will happen is what the women will do, because women, we are genetically wired to want to procreate with the biggest, strongest, richest man. This is embedded in us. It's nothing anyone could play God to say that I'm not like that. Yes, you are, sis. God made you that way. And it's for a reason. It's how you keep the human race going. Not all men are meant to be carried on. Some are meant to die out in their lifetime.
So I got a question to the audience, to the ladies. Is that true?
The biggest, strongest, and richest is your preference.
And don't just say, no, it ain't true. But be honest. Is that true? I just want to know.
Do you guys want are you genetically wired to go after the biggest, strongest, and richest? And if that's unavailable, you settle for something else? Or have you found something more valuable to procreate with? I think that her perspective was talking about just the whole procreation piece. If there was a polygamous and community. So Nadia says, I always wanted to have children with a secure man. Allison said, nope, nope, and nope. Amber said, I think we all just need to be sanctified through Christ. But what kind of man do you want? Sheila said, nope. If it was, there wouldn't be so many less valuable men with children. Well, you can always blame alcohol for that. That's not true. I wonder if people could have what they want, would they always, I won't say would they always choose, like if women want the strongest, biggest, and richest man, what do you think it is that men want? If we were just thinking about from a procreation standpoint.
That's interesting. That's interesting because you're thinking about it from a procreation standpoint, not just a sex standpoint.
Yeah.
Those are two different things.
If that's the case, then I definitely would look for a woman who has less of a six pack and more of a pouch, because that's where I want my child to reside.
I don't really care. I don't care for a six pack on a woman, period. Anyway.
It's nice.
It's one thing if she has a flat stomach, but I don't. Me personally, other people, you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying anything about a woman who wants to get a six pack. If you want to get a six pack, that's fine. That's on you. But me personally, I don't like a flat stomach is one thing, but I don't care for a woman with a six pack.
Okay, so I'm thinking about this video. She said, for the purpose of procreation, for the advancement and continuation of the human race, is it ideal to procreate with a man who's big, strong, and rich? Is that really closer to a guarantee that the human race is going to move forward? Because I don't hear intelligence in there at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
So what would it take for the human race to continue to go forward?
You know, it's
strength, height, and money.
Apparently, and that's the interesting thing is, if you just sit back, and that's why I wanted to ask the audience, is that true? Because if you sit back and you just see how some people's mind work, and you see what's important to them, not everything is always important. I can't say what's important to every man. I can tell you what's important to me.
Yeah.
But I cannot sit up here and generalize and say, well, all men want this, and this. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that. You know, because it's something, you know, obviously we've had conversations on this show that my thought process was different than you guys' thought process.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I also see certain things online to where I'm just like, nah, I would never want my woman to be like this or like that. But then I see other guys like, oh yeah, baby, show it, shake it, do everything for it.
So but my question is, so this requires a little bit of hypothetical thinking though.
Okay.
Would I want, this is a question, would I want the type of woman I want now if I had never been hurt before? Because I think that sometimes our previous relationships and the people that hurt us really altered our perspective or our preference.
You know, that's very interesting, because sometimes when someone hurts you, sometimes you can see who they really were. Sometimes you're so love struck, and sometimes you're so just stuck with what you see that you don't see everything. And sometimes being hurt by somebody allows you to step back and really be able to see everything. Like I've been in relationships that when I was with them, it was just all about them. And even though they were doing certain things, I was still just like, but I just wanted to be all about them, just them, just them. And, I was just so excited about the relationship. Then later on, after, the relationship ended, I was able to step back and I was able to see with clear eyes, everything that was taking place in that relationship, why it didn't work, why I shouldn't have even been in that relationship to begin with.
So do you, what let me ask you this question then. If you had that revelation, have you ever backtracked to identify what molded your preferences in the first place? Like, was it music? Was it TV? Who taught you the first type of woman to like, and what was that type?
Honestly, man, I'm gonna tell you like this. Honestly, my type of woman has changed as I've progressed. It's just I learned certain things that I like. You know what I'm saying? I get more educated on different things, on whether it be a body part, whether it be, some part of the anatomy, whether it be intellectual, whether it be knowing about a specific subject, or whether it be having certain level of experience. So when it came to my first, things of the earlier nature, it wasn't really very much to go on. It was little kitty, you know what I'm saying, infatuations, kitty lusts, just stuff like that. As I've grown, as I've matured, that developed, and then my like for certain things kind of transitioned. Like I kind of got away from certain things and I started to like other things.
Would that be because of what you experienced, or because you were just changing as a person?
Because I was just changing as a person.
Yeah.
It's some stuff I just wasn't even privy to even understand at that time.
Exactly. I didn't know that would be important.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? There's just certain things I just wasn't even privy to understand. So it's just like I didn't even know that I liked that. I didn't even know that I should like that.
And you have to think about where you're heading in life. Because I had a conversation with my nephews. One is 16, one is 19. And I said, I was asking one of them, I said, do you want to be married? And they're like, no, I don't think so. You want to have kids? Like, no. Because that's where they are right now, what they're considering, what they're thinking about. Other one was like, yes. And the one that said yes, I said, okay, let's move out 20 years. 20 years from now, imagine what is your life like with your wife? And he explained it to me. And I said, what does your wife do for you as a husband? And he explained it to me. And I said, you start dating that type of woman now, the best you can. Mm-hmm. You start looking and appreciating and understanding that's a need now, before you start investing in things that aren't going to have a good return on your investment. Like, could you miss it? Yes, but do your best to live from that intention and that vision. And I think that with me, I know movies and music really molded what I thought I was supposed to like, versus really looking within myself and saying, what am I really drawn to? What type of woman am I really drawn to? Mm-hmm. If we stay in that conversation of what she put on the video about, strongest, the tallest, and the richest, one of my friends texted me and said she is basing that off of men when we were still hunter-gatherers. So like I don't know if that was prehistoric or not, but just back in the day. But I'm like, still, intelligence doesn't play a role in that. And then one of my other friends texted me, they was like, I don't agree with that, but there's a lot of video left out. That wasn't the whole video. And we know that. It'll be interesting to listen to that entire interview. But from what we did here, the question still remains. What would be the top 3 things that we believe a man should, that's a big word, I don't like to use that often, but should require when he's going after a woman?
For procreation.
For procreation. Thank you. Yes.
I think nurturing is top tier.
So hold on. That's a little deep though, because her list was strong, tall, and rich. Mm-hmm. I feel like those are more surface things. Are we just gonna go?
But that's what her mind was. Her mind was only on surface things.
Okay,
That's
cool.
what
So nurturing.
Yeah, that's what she said. Like, she didn't say anything else about, you know what I'm saying, if, you know, she said strong, but she didn't say he was a protector. Or did I miss that part?
Nah, she said strong, the tallest, the strongest, and the richest.
Right. So just because you're strong doesn't mean that you want to protect.
Gonna watch you get mollywopped.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And just because you're strong don't mean that he ain't gonna whoop your ass.
Okay. So nurturing.
So I think like,
procreation.
For procreation, because I want to make sure, you know, with that being the case, is like I want to make sure that, you know, I'm being nurtured. I want to make sure my kids are being nurtured. I want to make sure my kids are gonna, you know, feel.
Hold on. Now, see, procreation ain't got to do with raising children. It's about producing them. Okay.
Right. All right. So we back to the physical then.
So this is good though. Go ahead. Tell me your listen. I'm gonna tell you why this is good.
Shoot. But then wait. Because also, if we just looking at just the physical, then you ignoring everything else. Like, you can come up with some crazy ass babies. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that kind of stuff. Like, it's a lot more that you have to look into, that you have to dive into without just looking at the physical. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think so. So she was saying physical, but that was really like biological. Height and strength is biological. So we can look at the biological component of a woman and say, for procreation, I'm not talking about parenting and raising the children, just being able to hold a child, receive the seed, hold a child, and push one out.
You have to make sure she's healthy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, look at her family, look at her history, look at her medical history, look at her family medical history. Because someone can be physically like, oh, I just want her to be thick right here, and I just want her to have this hourglass body shape because I want my daughter to come out nice, and I want her to have this hair, or I want this, or I want that, or, you know what I'm saying, I want this to look like this, or in the face, or whatever the case may be. You can say certain things.
That's good, because she said if it's based on that, then she said then it shouldn't matter if he is rich. That's what Montique said. Like, so that is true. That rich piece kind of like that throws me off a little bit.
Yeah,
that didn't seem to fit in with the other two from the biological component. But anyway, so you said healthy. What else?
So listen. So if we talking about biological, that wasn't that rich portion. It wasn't just about biological. That was just a whole, you know what I'm saying? Like from what she said, those few things were like a little small snippet of all around. Okay. Strong, tall.
So what it wasn't. So we have. It'd be fair to say, and we're using a big assumption because we didn't watch the whole interview, that it wasn't all about procreation.
It couldn't have been just about all procreation. You know what I'm saying? Once again, where did the money come in at?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I want my woman tall, strong, and rich also then, if that's the case. If that's the case, give me that same woman. Tall, strong, and rich. There we go. Everybody's happy. Yeah. You ready for another video, bro?
Let's go, bro.
Let's see. A few people in the comments said, make sure he done broke all the generational curses and left everything at the cross so that the way the baby comes out more spiritually equipped and pure. Now that that's how to be fruitful and multiply. Man, all the generational curses. Ooh, that's a tall order, but nothing's impossible with God. Intelligence has to be in there. This is good, man. Yeah. Nadia also said healthy, purity. This is some advice for you, Dubs. I guess you hear you coughing. Lakeisha said, melt 2 cough drops in some tea, drink water after.
I will. I don't have no cough drops, so I have to go get some. I got some. I'm telling you what I got.
You don't know what kind of love potion that is, bro. Don't just be taking anybody. I'm just playing. I mean,
I could buy it myself, so it ain't like somebody else doing it for me. No, but listen, I got some organic ginger here. I got some. I got tea. I got some organic ginger. I have some honey. I got some lemon. I got some cinnamon sticks. I got some stuff. And I got some essential oils too. I got some oregano.
About to get a massage?
I got some. No, man, the drink. I got some elderberry. I got some echinacea. I got some mullein.
All right. Yo, I'm gonna play this one. Tell me if we played this one or not.
I once dated this woman and she asked me, are you an A or an H person? I'm like,
did we play that one?
No.
Okay,
We're good.
cool.
I once dated this woman, and she asked me, "Are you an A or an H person?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
I don't even know what that
and
is.
she goes, "Well, there's two different types of people out there. Check this out. I can give you a visual." Okay. She goes, "There's the A people who cannot survive without each other. They need each other to function. If one leaves, one just falls apart. Then there's the H people who have wonderful lives. They have their shit together. They're happy, and they meet." And they make their lives even much more better, but they'll survive if it doesn't work out. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, well, then I guess I'm an H person. Mm-hmm. She goes, thank God, because there's so many A's out there. Like, they're desperate for a relationship. They're desperate to be with somebody. And they just really come on too strong. I'm like, no, I love my life, you know? So
that's the first time I've ever heard that.
All right, I'm gonna play it one more time. I've listened to it a few times, and I have some very pointed comments about that. But one more time, if you're just now joining us, who just jumped in there? Okay, never mind. One more time, real quick.
We're good. I once dated this woman, and she asked me, "Are you an A or an H person?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
I don't even know what that
and
is.
she goes, "Well, there's two different types of people out there. Check this out. I can give you a visual." Okay. She goes, "There's the A people who cannot survive without each other. They need each other to function. If one leaves, one just falls apart. Then there's the H people who have wonderful lives. They have their shit together. They're happy, and they meet." And they make their lives even much more better, but they'll survive if it doesn't work out. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, well, then I guess I'm an H person. Mm-hmm. She goes, thank God, because there's so many A's out there. Like, they're desperate for a relationship. They're desperate to be with somebody. And they just really come on too strong. I'm like, no, I love my life, you know? So
I want to be an A person. I want to find myself in a relationship that I can't survive without.
Mm.
I want something that incredible that's just like, yo, man, like I would fall apart if I didn't have this. I don't know. I just want something like that, bro. What do you think?
So my initial thought when I was thinking about this is it's kind of along the lines where you were saying, like, I am an H person because I've been having to survive by myself, right, my whole life. So I know what it's like to have to survive by myself. But I definitely want to be an A person, you know. And for some people is just like, that's not really in their mind. They may think that that's not a good thing. But I mean, I've been an H person having to survive. And let me tell you, I know exactly what it means when God says man should not be alone. It's not good for man to be alone. So with that being the case, you know, I definitely want to be an A person. I've been an H person all my life, but I definitely want to be an A person.
Check this out. I like what Nadia said. She said, according to this, I'm an A, but I'm decidedly not desperate. And I like this comment because oftentimes when someone comes on as serious, they've often been called desperate. Right. Because they're serious and they actually have a plan and they have an intention. And oftentimes you can't be upset with people, or don't take it personal when someone says, you know what I'm saying, oh, you're desperate. Like, no, I'm just serious about this thing. I'm serious about my heart. I'm serious about this future. I'm serious about you. I'm into you. This is not desperation. This is seriousness. And maybe you just never been exposed to it. So to you, it looks desperate, or maybe you just calling it desperate because you're really not that into me.
So check this out. I wanna expand on this. So A is more of a codependency, right?
You read the one underneath it.
H people create.
H people. Hazel, your name starts with an H, so I guess that means you created the divorce rate.
So this is what I want to say as far as that. A is a more. She said A is a more of a codependency. There's a lot of stuff with the way society is now that I just don't agree with, man. You know what I'm saying? Like what I feel like people are chasing now, you know what I mean? In society, I don't care about it. You know what I mean? It's like I hear people putting more emphasis on money and getting the bag and doing this than they value relationships, or they value time spent with people. And I feel like for me, I'm looking at wealth not in a financial perspective, but on the memories that I have, on the life that I have, you know what I'm saying, on the love that I get and that I be able to give out. So with that being the case, like I know money is a tool that people use to, exchange goods for services and stuff like that or whatever, but I don't really put that high of a value in my life for money, and I see a lot of times in this generation people do. So when I look at that, you know what I'm saying, the codependency, like I want to be able to, you know, I want to be able to breathe, and part of me breathing is being in a situation where I'm relying on somebody as my help me, right? I want that help me. You know what I mean? I want to be able to have that help me. I want to be able to breathe. I want to just have to stop standing alone. So if some people look at it as codependency, that's fine. But I look at it like I want to be able to have that, you know what I'm saying, that help me. I want to be able to have that partner to where it's like, okay, cool. Now I don't have to do everything on my own. Now I can depend on you for certain things. Now you can depend on me for certain things. Even if it's just depending on you to lay down and cuddle, to smile, to, you know what I'm saying, to baby, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. Whatever the dependency is, it's just, I don't think it's always a bad thing to depend on people for things.
I want to watch it. Now that we've had a little bit of discussion, I want to play that video one more time, bro. Is that cool?
Yeah, go ahead.
We're good. I once dated this woman, and she asked me, "Are you an A or an H person?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
I don't even know what that
and
is.
she goes, "Well, there's two different types of people out there. Check this out. I can give you a visual." Okay. She goes, "There's the A people who cannot survive without each other. They need each other to function. If one leaves, one just falls apart. Then there's the H people who have wonderful lives. They have their shit together. They're happy, and they meet." And they make their lives even much more better, but they'll survive if it doesn't work out. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, well, then I guess I'm an H person. Mm-hmm. She goes, thank God, because there's so many A's out there. Like, they're desperate for a relationship. They're desperate to be with somebody. And they just really come on too strong. I'm like, no, I love my life, you know?
So the reason I wanted to play that again, because Jay said, I feel like you can definitely be both. And so that brings up a different question for me. Is it possible that I'm an A or an H depending on who I'm dating?
Quite possibly, yes.
I may want to be an A, but definitely don't see you as dependable, or I'm just not into you like Absolutely. That. So I'm an H by default.
Absolutely.
Or am I really an A and I need to get out of this situation because it's not built for an A, it's built for an H. You ever been with somebody who really loves their life and want to do their life independently of you and doesn't want to partner with you, but you stay in it anyway, knowing that that's not really your vibe and your flow?
Mm-hmm. Some people,
Amber's stupid. I'm an A plus.
You know,
you're not stupid. You're very intelligent, Amber. Thank you.
So one thing that I was just thinking about is just something that came across my mind. Could it be that you are an A person, not you specifically, but people? Could it be that they're an A person or they're H person because they don't want to relinquish control? Could it be that they're H person by default because they don't want to relinquish control where they'll have to be dependent on somebody else for certain things? Or could it be that they just don't want they're an H person by default because they don't want to get to that level of vulnerability?
So you're saying H stands for hurt. Those are hurt people.
It could be. Could be. Maybe it's a level of vulnerability that they just don't want to get to. Maybe not. Right? I'm just
it's worth the discussion.
Exactly.
Maybe this is doing some self-reflecting for some people. Maybe your answer has changed since we first started this conversation up to now. Allison said, Allie said the A based on what he is saying is someone who literally has a breakdown when the other person leaves. The H is someone who enjoys the relationship together but will not fall apart if it doesn't work. So I'll agree that the comparisons he made were not in any way respectful to each other. They seemed like they were totally different. They didn't have any kind of comparable points that you could say, oh, that versus that. They were just two different opinions about an A and an H. But it does still create a cool conversation that we're having.
You know what? And then also, you know, in what situation? what situation are you the A or the H person? Is that dating, relationship, or is it marriage? Because
parenting.
Right, because I think at different levels, I think your alphabet may change.
I don't know, man. Because in the video he said like A people have a tendency to come on really strong. And I feel like that's in the dating arena. I think the people who know how they want to rely on somebody might come out, unless they're pretending and not being authentic, might come from the gate like, look, it's like people who take a long time to tell you that they're into you. Or people, just kind of play around and don't really say, like, don't really shoot their shot. Like, I think those are maybe either more H people or people who've been like pushed into that H arena. I was gonna say I like what Anadia said here. She said maybe innately most are H people until they find someone they trust enough to be vulnerable.
Absolutely. And that's something that I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people may just be H people because they don't want to be vulnerable, because they don't want to reach that level of intimacy. They don't want to, get to that point. And then once again, you can say certain things like, obviously, when you're dating somebody, when you're just dating somebody, there probably tend to be a lot more H people than there are A's. Because if you're still dating somebody, trying to get to know them, and that's why I said, depending on the level of your relationship, will determine, I feel like it'll determine what letter that you are. Because you may start off as an H person, you may develop feelings for this person, you may start a life with this person, and you may become this, with this person for so long, now your life will fall apart if that person's not with you. Like you see some of these marriages, where people are together so long, then one person passes away, then shortly after the other one does also. So I just feel like depending on what level you are with that person, it may very well change your letter.
I think that whatever you are, just own it. And I think that me hearing this video, whenever I do get a chance to go on another date, it'll be a great conversation to have. Not to identify that person per se, at least to have a discussion around who do you believe that you are. And that can kind of open up a different conversation about how strong or how weak that person comes on. Like some people are very like casual, like, oh, if we talk tomorrow, it's cool. If we don't, but if you really want to talk to me, it seems like that A type will be like, yo, I want to talk to you tomorrow. Like, I really like this. Like, I know I have to work tomorrow, but I want to stay on the phone. Like some people try to play it coy and not put too much out there. And it's good. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's good to know what you're dealing with. One of my friends texted me, said, A people understand the dance. It's not about codependency because each person has their role, not dependence for everything. Just some things. Interesting. Okay. This was good. Listen, Nadia said, I'm a strong A. I don't care. I need my man. And I'm going to fall apart.
Yeah.
I'll fall apart. Look, he said, I don't want to be an A. Sounds painful. It is. It definitely is. But you know what? The reward and the benefit of it when you get that other person is definitely a good look. Mm-hmm. All right, bro, I got one for you. Since we're the other conversation we're having. Here we go.
Ignore her looks for a second. What is that? Ignore her looks for a second. What else is she bringing to the table? How's her mindset? How's her morals? How's her mentality? How can she improve your life? Because her beauty is worthless if those things...
One more time.
Ignore her looks for a second. What is that? Ignore her looks for a second. What else is she bringing to the table? How's her mindset? How's her morals? How's her mentality? How can she improve your life? Because her beauty is worthless if those things...
Is it worthless? Is the beauty worthless if the morals and the mindset are missing?
If the morals and the mindset is missing, is her beauty worthless?
Yeah.
Depending on what you want her for.
I don't think that the beauty is ever worthless.
I don't think it's worthless, but depending on what you want her for, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think regardless of what you want her for, I think that this is something that Carrie taught me. Just because you highly value intelligence and nurturing doesn't mean that looks don't matter. They do, and they're valuable. And I don't think that if a person doesn't have this mindset that they're worthless, I think I want to be careful with that. I don't believe that.
So what I mean by depending on what you want her for, like if you want her to be, you know what I'm saying, a life partner, and all she has is looks, and there's other things that you need from a life partner, then at that point, you know what I'm saying, you're not saying that they're worthless, but they're no good for you in that particular portion of what you need and what you're looking for,
Listen,
what you want.
if she got the morals and the mindset, you just gonna have some ugly kids, and you okay with that?
No. I didn't say
Please
that.
look like me. Jesus,
What I'm saying
please
is,
let them look like me.
what I'm saying is, if she have the looks but no moral and no, you know what I'm saying, her character is all fucked up, then for a life partner, those looks may not be enough for you to say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna still make her my life partner anyway. I'm gonna just deal with all this bullshit. Some people do it. And they have a miserable ass life. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Some
true.
people on the opposite end of the spectrum, you know what I'm saying, they have the morals and the values and stuff like that, but they're not so much of a looker to that person. And it's just like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I gotta look at this person. But I mean, I don't know. People do whatever it is that they want to do all the time. So I mean, when they said it's worthless, I kind of understood what he was saying. Not to say that it's not worth anything, but it's not benefiting you in the long run as to what you're looking for.
And Nadia said, "I may not be enough." I feel you, and I may not be enough.
Yeah.
But it's like, so I've been having a different perspective about things recently. Like I love the mindset and the morals and all that kind of stuff. But I definitely want to hold space for when people have a lack of morals day, when they have a bad mindset day.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we hold these things in such a regard that we only value that person on their best day, when they're walking fully in their morals and their mindset. But what about when they're not? What if they go through a season, they lost a loved one, and that mindset is the same what it used to be? You know what I'm saying? What if something happens and they just started really struggling identity-wise and their morals aren't what they used to be because they're trying to find themselves again? And I think that in those instances, if you put your value on the mindset or the morals, or if you put their values on just their looks alone, you've missed the whole point of it. A person is valuable to you, and their value is whatever you say it is. They're valuable to you because you said they're valuable. Because you know why you're valuable? Because I chose you.
Absolutely.
Whatever your reason needs to be. Because my pastor always teaches the value of a thing is only what a person is willing to pay for it.
Absolutely. And you know what? That goes with the looks. That goes with the morals. Sometimes you could have a bad day. Sometimes you could have an off day. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, with those looks could fade. Sometimes you could be in a horrific accident. You know what I'm saying? And those looks are not there anymore. You know what I mean? So,
question for you, Dub. You wouldn't procreate with Oprah?
Hey, I'm gonna be like Dave Chappelle.
Gotcha.
I'm pregnant. Gotcha, bitch. hey.
And then you're gonna be trying to have a conversation with Stedman once you drop you.
Don't fuck this up for me, Stedman.
Oh, this is interesting. All right, Ms. Bastain. The ugliest man can become handsome, and the most beautiful woman in the world could be a witch if their heart good or bad. I don't know, man. I think pretty women are still pretty women. They got ugly personality, but you can't take away the fact that when she walked by, I still look. I don't know if that works the same way for women. I think that maybe with women, if a man has an ugly heart, that really does change what they see. But I think that I still see beauty and physical attraction, regardless of how she. I just won't touch her anymore.
Let that man be tall, buff, and wear some gray sweatpants.
He works at Tucker's. He's a manager, day shift.
These women be with these guys with these ugly personalities, and they be holding on because they be thinking they can change them, and it ain't gonna happen.
No, you know what I noticed about some women, and not all of them, but just some of the few I've come across. Sometimes a woman doesn't even want a man, but she goes and gets that man because that's the man that other women want.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the bag or the purse or the car.
Yep.
Sometimes, and I don't know if it's just an LA thing, but I've definitely noticed a very strong competitive energy. We noticed that at the club. We're dancing on stage, taking our clothes off, you know what I'm saying? And the women aren't even looking at us, they're looking at other women, like showing I can tip more than you can. Like, competition is strong here.
Absolutely.
Strong.
Well, look, check this out. If he's ugly, we can't even have a conversation. I'm just being honest.
Ugly where? Outside or inside, Sheila? If he ugly. We at this point in the conversation, we got to ask which one you talking about. Oh. See, Ali said it. The moment I see a dude smoking, that sexiness is out the window. Like you can't even see him the same. Oh, if he ugly on the outside. All right, Sheila, we putting you on the spot. 3 things that makes a guy ugly on the outside. Let's hear it. I need to know, because ugly is so relative to whoever's talking. What Carrie? Carrie said, in sweats or no sweats? You stupid. I'm waiting to see what this answer is, because we dig deep on this show, man. We get to the heart of what you mean when you say pretty or ugly or beautiful or attractive, because those words don't really hold much weight until they're unpacked and we get a little more clarity. Like we asked about the procreation piece, nurture. What does that look like? I want you to be being empathetic towards me and the children. So I got a text message that said, nope, ugly heart makes you ugly. That is interesting.
You know, it's crazy.
I don't see it that way.
Well, I'll tell you.
For me, it's like, man, she looks good, but I have to remind myself that she ain't gonna treat me good. Like Carrie says, you look good, but you're not a good look. I don't think that just because you are not a good look that you no longer look good.
So I kind of like I understand what Allison was saying about the smoking thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I have that thing too. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a thing. It's just me. Don't judge me.
Is cigarettes or weed?
Cigarettes.
You don't mind weed?
No, I don't mind weed. I don't want her to be a weed head, but I don't mind the weed. But cigarettes is it's a no go for me. So this is the thing. Bro, you already know my thing. Like if I see a nice looking woman across the street, she's way across the street, but a bad smell goes past my nose the same time I see her, I'm gonna incorporate that smell to her.
Same thing, bro. That's so unfortunate. That's the work of the enemy.
Yeah.
That's the work of the enemy. Baby, I saw you on trash day and I just can't look at you the same. Yo, that's so true, man. That's why I can't meet a girl in a fish market. That is exactly why.
Yeah. Like, sheesh.
All right. No. Lakeisha got issues. She said body shaped like Coke bottle, but the soda is flat. That is highly disappointing. Mm-hmm. But that is a great analogy. I love it. I asked Sheila what makes a man ugly. Lakeisha answered and said hygiene, his conversation, and the way he treats people makes a man ugly. Sheila said bad teeth, cock crooked-eyed, or horrible grooming. Interesting. You said you can tell if a man is just needing a haircut or if he always looks that way. Oh, I think Errol, you said this on one episode. Selfish people are ugly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's get into one more video before we get out of here, man. Well, you got something else to say, bro?
No, we got time for one more.
Oh, we did A and H. We did peckers. Ignore her looks for a second. We did monogamy. We did female and male friends. Man, we did a lot tonight. Interesting. You know what? Let's do it then.
Okay, so if my husband would ever tell me that he wants to see other women,
did we do that one?
I don't recall that one.
Okay, so if my husband would ever tell me that he wants to see other women, I will just ask him, what kind do you want?
Do you want a British woman? One who entertains in the sitting room like a Bridgerton girl, sipping tea all day? Is that what you want?
Or do you want China woman? You want flowers? No? No maid? No problem, I do for you. Anything I do for you. Anything you want. What you want? Or do you want Indian woman? Do you want roti? I hope you have plenty of money because flour is expensive.
Or do you want a Spanish woman? Do you want to go party?
Cause baby, I meant my vows when I said them. Till death do us part.
She is committed to the commitment. What is it gonna take? I want to do my part to the best of my ability. She done learned all them accents, got all the costumes, learned the culture. Baby, you ain't got to go nowhere. I got it all right. Yeah. What you think about it, bro?
Hey, she sure did. You know, put on the show. And I see her. I see her commitment. I see her commitment and dedication. I'll tell you that much.
Carrie said, "Does she come in black?" I think she was black, but she didn't do a black woman. Well, I wonder what it would have looked like if she would have did African American woman. Or do you want a black woman? No, it would have been something super racist and ghetto, probably.
It would have.
Rude.
Yeah, it would have.
Rude. Okay. Nadia says, "I am every woman." Nadia, you're married, right? She's married, right?
Yeah, she's married.
Have you ever done costumes and accents for your husband? I'm interested. Allison says she's clever. I should have done that with my ex-husband. Yeah. Lakeisha, I love this. I love this last video. Don't get mad. Get it together. Whew. Yo, that's good. Yeah. Carrie said you can't click the link. Oh, they're trying to do the link. We'll talk about that in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She said, I think the funniest part, Mick Jellin said, I think the funniest part about being with somebody else is figuring out what they like and giving them different ways to smile. I love that. I think now this is the thing about it. I'm a performer. I'm an entertainer. I love to, do all kind of interesting things like that. Everybody's not that way. And so it's interesting to see people who aren't that expressive in that sense innately, how they create variety for their spouse. Because I know you probably do the Jamaican accent, the Irish accent, you could be the singer, you could be the tool man. Like we have those ways about us that could be very entertaining and fun in a relationship. But I never really hear about women wanting men to be those multiple ways. It seems like it's always men that need their woman to be able to put on different faces.
Probably so, yeah. You know what? I'll say this. I have heard women say certain things about like role playing and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I've heard women say a few different things about, like the little fake kidnap and the fake breaking in the house. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
No, I'm gonna tell you what I'm excited about. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna talk about too much. I ain't gonna put too much out there, but the roles that I want everybody to play, you know what I'm saying, for my birthday. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk about it because I don't want nobody trying to steal my idea. But yeah. And that's people gonna have to step out their comfort zone. But hey.
So you're operating from the understanding that everybody's able to step out of that zone.
You know what? Sometimes people just don't allow themselves to. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I think stepping out of your comfort zone, everybody is able to. Is it sometimes you just don't allow yourself to? I think sometimes people are so terrified by the uncomfortable that they don't allow themselves to step out their comfort zone. Because honestly, I think everybody steps out of their comfort zone when they have to. You take a parent, you know what I'm saying, who's not right when they have to. You take a parent who's not a fighter, you know what I'm saying, but let that fight or flight mode come in because somebody's trying to mess with their kid. You know what I mean? That's outside of their comfort zone. They're gonna do what they have to. When it comes to work, sometimes just providing for people. You know what I'm saying? Even learning a new skill set at work, it could be outside of your comfort zone. But if you have to do it, you'll do it. You'll make those adjustments.
This goes back to a conversation we were having earlier in the podcast. I think that oftentimes people don't feel the mandate to step outside of their comfort zone because they're hyper focused on being accepted for who they are.
Yep.
And I think that creates a resistance inside of you to venture off into your moreness because you don't feel like you've been accepted for who you are at your core. And so I think it's the job of both parties to, if you want your partner to show you the moreness, it is important to make sure you've made it obvious that you accept the core, that the core is accepted, loved, and appreciated. You just want to see what else they can do versus somebody feel like if I go into these costumes and these accents that you might fall in love with that and not want me in that original sense.
Right.
Could very well happen. That could be tricky.
Yeah.
But never. Yeah, I can't say never, but just I think it was just a good conversation to have. That I do. I think it was a good conversation to have.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well,
Time,
we've reached it, man. It's 10:03. We did well tonight, man. Yeah, we ladies and gentlemen, what was your favorite part of the show tonight? We thank you guys for all your input. Kenny, I'm looking forward to Titties coming to a city near me. Errol still not going to Peckers with his girl. He don't have nothing to do with it.
I think women are looking for dicks and dogs. So they looking for looking for Peckers. That's to be Peckers and dicks and dogs, huh?
Instead of hush puppies, swesh puppies.
Yeah.
Listen, we talked about a lot tonight. Whatever your favorite part was, throw it in the throw. Yeah, Carrie, you missed. We have to play that video again for. We're gonna play it as we exit the show tonight. If you missed this video earlier, we're gonna play it for you, and then we're gonna close out with some prayer. Let's see, where is it at?
Okay, so hear me out. Men have hooters, right? So what if we had a restaurant where tatted, bearded men walked around with no shirts, just sweats, gray sweats, and served us wine? We could call it Peckers.
That was probably the highlight of the show for a lot of people. That conversation was good. If you didn't see it, go back and watch it again. Carrie stupid. Carrie said, I'm the manager.
So even just looking at it just now, even looking at it just now, she said something.
Yeah. Good.
So she just said something just now that I missed, right? Because we even put together a menu that she didn't even say. She said all they do is walk around and serve us wine.
Oh, not even corn dogs, just wine.
Not even corn dogs, just wine.
Okay. So would you go now?
I'm still fighting that, bro, because I want to be a team player and just enjoy the outing with everybody.
Hey, bro, listen, you ain't got to fight with me because I ain't going either. Yeah, I don't care.
I think that kind of makes it even worse. Hey, bro, you want some of this wine? Hey, you gonna be sexy and get me drunk, nigga, in your gray sweats.
Well, we can stand out in the parking lot. It's all good.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, this is wow. Okay, Allie. Then she said, "Carry the roll. You could bring it to Oklahoma, please. Bring that to Oklahoma." There's a silent menu on the. Jesus, I got to proofread Carrie's comments before I just started reading them out loud. Secret menu that serves sausage.
Carrie, we already talked about how we thought the menu was just gonna be corn dogs and hot dogs. So, yeah, you understand.
All right, so let me say this as we get ready to close. I believe there's a link up. I don't know if right now. You guys just got to go to our socials and figure it out. But let me look it up real quick. Maybe this will help. Will this help you? The maybe, babe. I don't. Let's see. So the link is not on the. So maybe it's on Facebook. Let me see. Don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't forget the maybe, baby. I don't see it on there either. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there is a link coming. Eventbrite link coming for our event on next Sunday. Man, it's an in-person event. Again, it's gonna be 24 lucky people. Whoever get the tickets first will be able to show up and enjoy this that we do in person with all four of us. It's gonna be a good time. Again, something nice, intimate, private. And if that's your stilo, stay connected to our Instagram and Facebook page. Maybe this will help the podcast to find out when those tickets become available. And we just might be there with gray sweats and wine. I don't know. Besides that, let's do what we do at the end of every show. Unless, Errol, you got something else you want to add?
Got nothing, bro.
What we like to add at the end of every show is a resource for mental health. This is a suicide and crisis hotline. We used to give you the number 1-877-854-7771. Yep. Now it's been shortened to pound 988. Pound 988. That's the number you can call. They speak multiple languages. If you're having any kind of crisis and you need help, therapy, counseling, support groups, or if it's not necessarily a crisis and you're struggling with some thoughts and you're just trying to find a resource to help you mentally, you can still call this number and you can be supported there at hashtag 988, or you can be redirected to another resource that can help you. But just save this number as I guess a rule of thumb, a first call to action whenever you find yourself or someone you love find himself in a situation that seems to be a little bit more than they can manage emotionally. Pound 988, take a screenshot of that.
Go ahead, bro.
Oh, okay.
I was just trying to see if it was up on the site yet.
Okay. So Kerry said, "Here's the link. Eventbrite tickets." He said it's available now. Where is the link at?
Right now. Let's see if it's on the. Maybe this will help.
We're telling people to go to our Facebook and Instagram page. So if one of you wonderful fellas can put it up on there and make it convenient for the people, putting it in the chat is not a good look. That's not what we promised.
So I'm checking right now. I don't see it on the maybe this will help IG page yet.
Okay. So stay connected to our IG page. We'll get that up for you as soon as possible. Carrie or Mike will. And before we get ready to pray, just going back to Amber's situation, she said, "My best friend committed suicide. Please, everyone, call this number if you feel too overwhelmed. You are not alone." And I think that's a great reminder for us to have at the end of the show, because we uncover a lot of things in this show, in this podcast. A lot of things become uncovered, and some things can be hard to look at because we do a lot of self-accountability and looking in the mirror. Some things you didn't know about yourself, some things you didn't want to know about yourself, but now they're here. And there's a healthy way to confront anything that you've found out about yourself. And we always try to say, do it in community or do it with some kind of support. So that may be a one-on-one with, again, a therapist or a counselor, or it may be in a support group, or it may be with you and God in prayer. But some kind of go-to needs to be readily available to you at all times, because life has a way of throwing some curveballs at us sometimes, and we don't always have community, but we need to have some kind of some place and some activity we can go to that can help us get a little bit more settled until we can get to a place that can give us the bulk of the help that we need. All right. Carrie is continuing to say that is the link, and Allison is saying we can't click on it. This is not what we promised the people. We'll put it up. You know what? I'm not going to be making promises for other people. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the link. I'll leave it here while we're praying. And boom, it's right there. Maybe you can copy and paste. I don't know. Ask God. Errol, you got anything else before we get out of here?
Got nothing, bro. I was trying to see if it was on the Facebook page, but I don't see it. So, yeah.
All right. All right, cool. Nobody's texting me about the link, so we'll leave it there and we'll pray. Father God, we thank you so much for tonight. We thank you for the people who are willing to just share and be vulnerable. We again come to you on behalf of Amber's best friend, just their concerning their soul and concerning the people connected to them. And we just pray, Father God, for anybody who may be feeling some type of way emotionally or mentally, that that they reach out. I know that's a lot to ask. I've been in situations before, mentally, emotionally, where I just didn't have it in me to reach out. So I pray, Lord, that the people that you are putting that person on their mind, even if it's me tonight, if you're putting someone on our mind for us to reach out to, I pray, Lord, we don't just shush it off like it. No, I'll call them tomorrow. Help us to act with more urgency when we feel you prompting us. Yeah, help us to grow in a deeper sensitivity to your voice and to obeying your guidance. Yeah, we thank you, Father God, for the heavy hearts that they will be comforted. We thank you, Father God, for the minds that are in turmoil, that they will be settled. And we thank you, Father God, that as we go through this transformation process and these trials that we have to endure, that really, prove our faith genuine. I pray, Lord, that all the lies of the enemy are exposed, and and all those myths are busted about having to be strong and not, you know what I'm saying, showing people what you're really going through, and you can't tell these things to certain people. I pray, Lord, that we find a new sense of freedom, that we hear a message, or maybe even this prayer, or maybe in a on a TV show, that we find a new way, Father God, to do hard times. A new and a healthy way, a biblical way, a you way to do hard times. We thank you tonight for every topic that was discussed. Hopefully, we know for sure that a seed was planted that somebody needed to hear. And I pray, Lord, as we go to bed tonight, we don't just forget. We actually sit with the convictions or the revelations we had, and we allow them to do an inner work in us, that we can continue to evolve on our path and in our journey. We thank you, Father God, for the live event that we have next Sunday, that all the people who need to be there will be there. Even the links will work. We thank you, Father God, that the people will find a way and we'll make it convenient for them to get the tickets. I thank you for whatever vendors that will be present. We thank you for the people who will show up. We thank you for the content and the technology that will be available to us. We're just asking you that you go before us, that we may be successful in this charitable give back event that we want to give to our viewers online, to be with us in person. We pray, Lord, your presence is there also when it does happen. And until that Sunday comes, be with us through this week and help us to be a light and a source of comfort for somebody else. Help us not to be selfish and self-absorbed this week. Help us to seek to be generous. We thank you for it all. We thank you for it all. In Jesus, the Messiah's name, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, man. All right, cool. Just finished praying. Sheila said she got her tickets. Pravina said the link is working. Lakeisha said I found the event and Carrie's info. All right, so we got a few people already in there. Thank you, God, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a great night. We love you all, and some of you guys, we will see you next week. Remember, next week our show starts at 6 o'clock, right? Not 8.
6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, not 8. So it's going to be 2 hours earlier. So next week's show, since it's a live show, we'll get there, start at 5, and we're having a meet and greet before the show. Just hang out, and then the show starts promptly at 6, and the show will be from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So the show is going to be pushed up 2 hours for the live taping. So
we should probably post some stuff throughout the week to just remind our faithful viewers that it's not going to be 8 to 10. So we'll work on that. Pray for us to be diligent in our stewardship. All right. If that's it, man, me and Errol going to fill out our application for Peckers, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
2 checks.